And welcome back into the Party of Four podcast. I'm Ben Hutchison alongside Director of Golf, Andy Michelson.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I like to wave to the camera. I like this. This is cool.
We can see it now.
That's a cool aspect.
Second week in the studio. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I thought week one went really good. Let's try and be even better this week.
Well, we did bring in an extra guest today. Scott Hogan taking the week off. We brought in Superintendent Ben Kelnhofer. Welcome.
Thanks. Good to be here.
You get the book seat today.
I do.
You're a very studious guy. Maybe you're built for Jeopardy.
Maybe so.
He's hopping right in.
Maybe so.
We may have heard a little rumor that you might be trying to make the show.
I'm probably not going to make the show, but I am going to attempt the first round testing.
How did you even stumble upon that?
Actually, it was the encouragement of my wife. I watch every day.
Should I say you're full of crap?
I'm a plethora of useless information for sure.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I feel like when I see Ben, he's coming around the course and he's like, hey, did you know this? Did you know that? I feel like you're built for it.
Yeah, maybe so.
Well, fun facts.
Fun facts.
All right. Well, I guess we should get to golf. I mean, that's why everyone's tuning in now for the video version. Ben, little date coming up here, April 3rd. What's going on that day?
We are going to open the golf course for play.
How you feeling?
Feel great. Feel excited about it. We're in good shape, getting ready to go, and things are moving along nicely.
I think what I'm most excited about is the no more dogleg left par threes. Let's talk about what's happening in the southwest corner. Is that southwest? Yeah, that's southwest. Southwest corner of the property. Really cool stuff happened in the offseason. If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we went in late fall and removed about 35 trees to open up this par 3 17th hole. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you're not quite sure of from a visual aspect, I think, until it's done. But that was phase one of, I think, maybe 2 or 3 phases of tree removal back there. And ultimately, all the large cottonwoods through that area are going to be removed. But we really focused on that 17th hole and opening it up on the left side and opening it up on the right side. And turned out fantastic.
I think 16 is going to show its full teeth now because it's going to look, without those trees in the background, or like most of the trees in the background, you're not going to have that perspective of kind of how far it is, so that green's really going to look like it sits up more on a perch, and really, like, it's going to make that second shot even harder, I think, because it used to be where kind of the wind's coming from the south or southwest, in the summer, the trees would kind of block it through there, and now it's just going to be, random gusts here and there. I think that hole's going to have some more teeth, but then on the flip side, man, 17 looks beautiful when you stand on that back tee. Yeah. I mean, when you stand on that back tee and you can actually see now the water off to the left, and just bringing that view in, it's really good.
Yeah, 16, when you eliminate let's say the backdrop, which was the trees, it kind of, mentally your depth perception, that'll come into play on that second shot. And maybe a little tricky to the eye with the trees gone, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll get plenty of feedback on both holes.
What's your opinion on trees on a golf course?
Oh, boy. I better be careful what I say.
No, go for it.
It really depends on the style of the course, honestly. Yeah. With us, I think they really need to be limited on this golf course. You're kind of that linksy, Heathland style golf course where trees aren't really a part of those courses. So placement of trees, I think, are key, and keeping them, keeping them minimal throughout the golf course. You were trying to get me to say that trees make great mulch. Is that what you were trying to do?
I mean, a little bit. I think we're of the same opinion. I mean, trees on the interior of the golf course, really don't, especially a golf course like ours, really doesn't need to be defining it. Sure. And so, I know that obviously you're spearheading it, but we're trying to work together and trying to figure out what the best approach is long term. Because there's a lot of really cool views out here, right? That we don't want to limit or don't want to, take away from the golfer. I think, we've talked about maybe some of the interior stuff that maybe we, further expand upon is like the project you did left of 2 a few years ago, maybe bringing that over even into 6 and, those type of things where maybe those open up a little bit. I don't know if that's on your radar more than others or.
It is. I've looked pretty hard at that area. I really think we could probably get it down to just 2 or 3 trees in that area.
Yeah.
And just have them kind of stand alone.
Yeah.
There's some good specimens in there, and then there's just some stuff that isn't all that great. But having that open vista they're phenomenal. And you don't know until you remove them. So,
right. I know that when we've removed some trees in the past, or even when Jim was around to comment, I always called him the select arborist because, like, all of a sudden when you'd walk out on the golf course, like, oh, no, I want to save that tree. And, like, 20 minutes ago, you wanted to cut that thing down. So I do think out here, which is interesting, is that actually the more trees that you remove that aren't useful, right, it actually makes a golf course harder because it shows more of the places you don't want to go.
Oh, for sure.
6 for years had that big tree hanging over the tee box, and it kind of defined the hole. It said, hey, it only wants you to hit it over here to the left,
right.
And then you play it in from there. Now you see more guys hitting it into the trees, into that water on the right. So I actually think when you take a golf course like ours that has places to hit it, but also definitely has hazards basically on every hole of some kind, that you tend to find them if we show them to the golfer.
For sure. It's funny you mentioned Jim because, he loved his trees.
Yeah.
And there could be a dead one out there with 3 green leaves on it, and there were 3 green leaves on it. We weren't cutting it down. Let's see what it looks like next year.
Well, no, I'm lucky enough to get to capture the different angles and I'm always looking for that new picture or video that just really showcases the beauty of Mistwood. I have to ask because we had a handful of hole-in-ones last year on 17, and it will be interesting to see how it plays this year. But as a superintendent, I guess, how do you view hole-in-ones? Do you take it as, I'm not making that hole hard enough, they earned it? What goes through your mind with that?
I think they're awesome in any way, shape, or form, to be
Good.
honest with you.
Good.
It's still hard.
Yeah.
Hole-in-ones are hard with an easy pen. Maybe more rewarding with a tough pen. But with the tree removal, too, I think on that hole, you're going to be able to, every level of golfer, maybe the guy that hits the little cut or the guy that hits the big high draw, those shots are going to be available now. So.
Yeah, you can use more of the, I don't know if it's flat enough in that area anymore, but like that, with our green speeds, I would say that bowl on the right side, I remember a long time ago used to get used a little bit. Back left, heck, that middle spine, which is a doozy.
That's a doozy.
That could even be used a little bit more often, but it's really going to make a difference. I'm excited for it.
I think being able to utilize the whole tee as well. For years we weren't able to use the left side of that tee. We just couldn't do it. But speaking of that middle pin placement, it might be the toughest one on.
Oh yeah, you put it dead center in the middle of that green. Oh, it's the hardest. Another project that we're doing in the off season, or you guys were tackling in the off season, is that second hole, right?
Yep.
With the bunkers.
Yep.
Well, so I always take new members through orientation, and we go up and it's like touch a truck. We touch and feel the bunker edge on 9, just show everybody, because everyone's blown away. Because until you get right up on top of it, you don't know what that is.
You don't know.
Talk through what we've done to kind of ensure that we keep the same look and feel over the next 50, 70, 100 years. We have no idea, right?
Right. And that was part of the idea behind redoing these things. When we did the renovation, we did all the sod wall bunkers to natural grass, called Black Beauty. One thing, actually a couple things. We did that because most of them are positioned in the shade, and that particular grass is shade tolerant. But, also we really wanted to get that natural revetted look. And come to find out after a couple years that they thrived, and we lost that revetted look of the lines in between the stacked sod. And
grass likes to grow.
it just became just a wall of grass, and we lost that look, we lost that feel. They were tough to maintain. You'd have to water them. You had to trim them. So when we decided to redo them, and on top of that, they 5 to 7 years maybe they last before they kind of start to fail.
Yep.
So we decided to go with the perma-edge bunker system, which is literally they take AstroTurf fields, synthetic turf, mostly in Europe, old soccer fields, and when they put in new ones, they recycle that material, and they use it to build sidewall bunkers. And there's a specific methodology involved with that and the way that you build them and the amount of banter or pitch that you put on them. For instance, greenside bunkers, 55 degrees, fairway bunkers, 65 degrees, just to give you, a little more space to get out. But they're nice. They last about 3 times as long, so they say. We haven't had them in there long enough to really get a feel for that. You don't have to water them. You don't have to trim them.
Well, like for its most basic form, it's basically like AstroTurf cement, like a cementish layer.
The backfilling behind it is a mixture of dirt, sand, and just basic saccharine, and that just gives it the stability because they are on an angle.
Yeah.
But they have been absolutely fantastic. Like you said, we just did the 2 big fairway bunkers on number 2. We did one in the fall, and we finished the other one in the spring, and they turned out great. And really excited to see how they play.
You were around when we were doing the redo. Is that technically the principal's nose or no? I mean, it's a very loose interpretation, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could come up with a lot of good names for that. But
not saying that paying homage to Seth Rayner, but I just think that it's got a weird. It's got a vibe like it's the principal's nose.
Absolutely.
For those of you that don't know what that means, is when you look above that spot, it basically looks like the shape of 2 nostrils and the nose coming down from the green. Sure. Yeah, that's the principle.
I guess I haven't thought of that.
It's a popular design.
In the drone shots I've gotten.
CB McDonald, Seth Rayner.
Where's that shot at, Ben? What's the holdup?
We're getting them.
All right.
We were just out there this past week doing a little season prep video. We had Palmer running around. We're actually going to do a video from the perspective of Palmer, what's going through his mind, kind of like a
GoPro or something.
No, we didn't. We GoPro'd of him, but we're doing a little homeward bound type thing. So we've done. I mean, you think about it. We've done the preseason. Hey,
everything was PETA
verticutting.
Nothing terrible.
No, it is. Okay. It's absolutely good. Ben would ask him questions. We get a little response from Palmer. So I think it's a little creative but again, we've shown the equipment shots, which is awesome, but we're still getting a little of that with a little fun in there. And Palmer's, as we know, the course dog, he's got quite a personality, man.
Yes, for sure, to say the least.
Yeah, how was his off season?
I don't know, typical off season. Sets around, eats a lot of food, gains weight, and gets a year older.
Okay,
there you go.
But then he's going to run off the weight,
isn't it?
That's everybody.
Isn't it? That sounds like my off season.
He's got a lot of human characteristics, that dog.
So as you move into the season from the winter, what is your favorite, I guess, prep work to do?
I mean, for me personally, it's the planning and the budgeting and reviewing the programs and.
You're a sick human being.
Just ensuring.
What? Who looks forward to budgets?
What?
Yeah.
They're a sick human being.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing it a long time.
I know. You're right.
For me, it's just.
You do a good job at it, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's copy, paste, fine tune, and stuff like that. Just, ensuring that we're doing the right things and continuing to do so. So that's the part that I enjoy. And obviously...
And poking holes.
Well, that's spring, but, stepping away from the golf course, seasons are a grind. They really, really are. And putting that thing to bed for 2.5, 3 months is a nice little reprieve from, the nuts and bolts of the summer, which can be tough.
So I know there's like differing opinions. I'm going to ask you a few like super questions, right? Snow, good or bad in the off season? Is that good or is that bad for the golf course?
I think it depends.
Okay.
Depends on how long it's on the ground, how much snow cover. The only thing we really deal with over the winter is the potential for snow mold, which is a fungus, and there's a lot of variables that can cause that, but we don't get a lot of pressure for that around here these days. like right now, the snow we got the other day.
It was great, right?
It was great. I mean, we haven't had a lot of snow.
Plus, we sanded the golf course within the week of that.
Yeah,
right?
so we didn't have to brush. It just worked it in naturally.
Right through. That's awesome.
But with limited precipitation over the winter, anything that we get now is only going to be beneficial because it's been fairly dry out there. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Another thing, during season, replace divot or sand divot or sand and seed?
Everybody's different. I think in the spring when everything's moist for that early April, maybe first couple weeks of May, put your divot back.
Okay.
After that, through the rigors of the summer, just sand it. There's no chance that divot really takes.
Everybody hear that
during the season.
Everybody hear that.
Yeah. Spring and fall, replace it. Summer, just fill it with sand.
I'm a sand and seed guy, just always because I've heard that same perspective too. Like once the general moisture is kind of out of the air, you're not doing any good.
Yeah.
So
I read somewhere that when a divot is taken during the summer, if you can get that divot back in, like it's a crazy amount of time, like 10, 15 seconds or something like that, it might retake.
Yeah.
But just that little bit of exposure can just wreck it. And then people still do put them back and they turn brown. So we pull them out and fill them with sand.
And then ball marks. Ball marks. Healed versus not healed versus repaired wrong. What's your timeline? So repaired correctly is how quickly back?
Oh, I think repaired correctly, you're probably looking at 2 to 3 weeks. It really depends on the turf variety too.
Incorrectly, where the roots ripped out, that's just toast, right?
That's tough. It's tough. And it depends for us. We are trying to consistently have a specific green speed. So we spray growth regulators, which slows down the grass, which is not conducive to ball mark repair. We have California style greens, which, need to be watered. So firmness is always something that we're constantly battling.
Do those grasses lean left a little bit or?
No, not really. Not really. But there's so many variables involved with that. But an unrepaired ball mark, I mean, it could be 8 weeks before that thing is filled in properly.
Yeah.
But I've got a new tool coming into this golf season that I hope is
Timu or what?
Well, breaking news?
No, breaking news. Maybe we'll do a video on that, Ben.
Oh.
But I think it is going to help us a lot. I really, really do. Somebody finally, I think, got it right.
Like Coronum and Ascension?
No. I'll take you out and show it to you. I don't want to be giving away any trades.
Oh, so this isn't a full reveal. This is just a teaser.
It's a teaser.
It's a teaser.
Absolutely.
Was this something you maybe saw out at the show?
Absolutely.
So there's huge benefit for you going to these different shows with the grass guys and
come on, absolutely.
Kicking it around.
Absolutely.
The
grass guys.
Yeah. The agronomy experts.
Listen, we actually had the pleasure this year that Andy and Frank.
We joined on the last day.
Yeah, they were out in California for a little tailor-made or Callaway?
That was a tailor-made thing.
Okay, all right.
And then...
so they came over and spent the day.
Get our sponsors right.
We were kind of there for the free beer, and then the bonus was we also got to see you at the show.
Absolutely.
That was crazy. That looked like Terminator 2 type stuff. It was all automated.
The technology has gone through the roof. The landscape of golf maintenance is changing rapidly, and it's cool. It's really, really cool. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool ideas.
And we're not talking like Park District level trying to save money. This is the elite of the elite are the ones that are driving the bus.
Absolutely. We are driving the bus for sure.
Well, even like Philly Cricket's a great example. They're like first on board with this stuff, which is pretty cool.
They're literally giving everybody else a blueprint as to how we're going to work through these issues and how we can implement them. I mean, obviously they're a private club, so educating the membership and implementing automation on the golf course might be a little easier for them than it is a public golf course, but I think there's a fit for everybody. So
it's not always about cost cutting, right? I mean, it's more about as we have more rounds and things like that.
Yes.
You're trying to actually elevate the level of the golf course by some of the stuff that's busy work basically is getting taken care of by these automated mowers.
Yeah, I think it comes down to just efficiency. Your golf course is going to be better because, those guys that you're not getting rid of employees. Those employees are just doing other things, which leads to more detail work, more fine tuning, and just an overall better presentation of the golf course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess how far away are we, not from a Mistwood perspective, but from a golf industry perspective, from a majority of courses using automation and things like that?
5 years, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I think, like for us, semi-private members, public, there's going to be a lot of details to work out for us. This year, we're implementing automation into our driving range. We're starting in the driving range so that we can learn how these things function, get the scheduling down, look at the capacity, and it's just going to be a demo for us for the whole year that we can utilize all that data that we're going to gather and figure out how we can implement that automation to the rest of the golf course. And I think on a yearly basis over the next 2-3 years, we're going to move from that driving range onto the golf course and find a way to make it work. I spent a lot of time on automation this winter. So just a lot of research, talking to people. That was primarily why I went to the golf industry show in San Diego.
That's why I wanted to join you there too.
Absolutely. But
see all that.
It's pretty impressive where we're at. And as far as wholesale golf courses, everybody, it might be a little more than 5 years, but I think the courses that have the resources and have the time to implement it, I think you're going to see that move pretty rapidly.
I think the municipalities too, they're like on 5-year, 10-year plans. So once those get kind of integrated into there and more regularly utilized, I think that you'll see it spread really, really fast.
Educating the golf public on how these things function, what you're going to see when they're out there.
Yep.
That's going to be a big part of it. And then at some point, I think everybody will just be used to them.
Yep.
So
one of the things that you and Frank do, so you guys don't feel weird, is you include me on your useless chats about your own lawn care.
Oh, yeah.
I have made it no secret that the last 14 years of my life, I've budgeted for lawn care. I have no use for it at all in my life.
Yeah.
You and Frank, in this weird way, seem to love it. So
we're getting into it, Andy. Spring cleanup.
You have the expert. This is probably why everyone else is listening as well. Fire away.
Just ask a question.
Fire away. With your number one.
General lawn care.
This time of year.
Yeah.
Frank has a turf consultant, by the way.
Which is you.
Which is
yes,
Ben Kelnhofer.
And he's got a really
you should see these guys. These guys text back and forth, mow lines, and I'm like, guys, I don't care. And I literally text back, I don't care. I'll forward this over to the guy that cuts my grass. I don't care.
We're always, looking pure. You're already in mid-season form. Looking good.
Finally pruned shrubs. You'll send me God, I don't care.
I will give Frank. I'll give Frank credit. He does a lot more with the auxiliary landscaping, everything around the house. He's also tall, so he doesn't have to get on a ladder. He can just trim the top of the
pull
bush
the
over there.
Gutters.
Yeah, he's just I had people come clean my gutters the other day. Other people just call Frank.
There you have it.
He just, but no, we have a
lawn bag guy. He likes to get the lawn bags going. He's got 30, 40 lawn bags.
No, the big thing with the lawn bags, though, is getting the thing to put in it to spread the bag before you put the contents in, so you're not spilling it all over the driveway. But, yeah, we enjoy good springtime, summertime text. Are things getting too dry on the lawn? He's like, no, Ben's got me on this program. We're all set. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, for the general lawn enthusiast or someone that wants to get out there, what should they be looking forward to right now with their lawn, Ben?
I'm going to take a break.
Right now it's pre-emergent crabgrass prevention. We are right in that window the next 10 to 14 days. Get it down. I think the most common mistake is people wait too long for the crabgrass prevention.
Yeah.
So that's the big one on the docket right now. I think also Frank, and I don't know if I've ever broke this to him, when we exchange when we exchange those mow lines, my wife mows the yard at our house. And let me tell you what, fellas, she lays down lasers. And she mows the yard not because I'm a horrible husband. She mows the yard because she enjoys it.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
Here,
I get it, Kim.
Here, Frank thinks I'm out there just laying down lasers, and I'm just videoing.
It's Kim.
It's Kim.
It's Kim. Do you have a striper on the back of the mower?
What?
There's a little roller back
It's a
there.
little roller back there. It has a little weight and sand sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I don't have that, but I might be looking into it for
like
2025.
cheating, isn't it?
I gotta see if it's in the budget.
Cheating, isn't it?
That's how you get the striping. Like when you see the striping on the fairways.
Then you get those weirdos that cut during the rain. So they get an extra long stripe.
For sure. You just burn them in. You burn them in there, and you do that with direction and weight.
Yeah. So it's a good time of year. We're excited for it, but we got to move on because we're running out of time. I want to get to Scottie Scheffler's Masters menu. To see what you guys think of it. We're talking appetizers, cheeseburger sliders, firecracker shrimp. Where are you at on those?
Love them both. I'm all in so far.
Ben?
Poor man surf and turf right there.
Yeah,
He's going with
hamburger and shrimp. I'm down.
He's going with Papa Chef's meatball and ravioli bites
Nice.
for the. That's also an appetizer.
I like fried ravioli.
It was like a toasted ravioli. It does not say.
That's a huge difference. I'm not a huge ravioli, but if you fry anything, it's better, right?
Yeah.
I'll disagree on the ravioli.
What?
I think
standard
ravioli is better than fried ravioli. But that's just me.
I think Chef Boyardee is. I used to like that. I used to like the ravioli out of the can.
That's because you're spending money on getting your lawn mowed, and then you're getting Chef Boyardee for ravioli.
You're right.
But that's okay because your budget, you're comfortable with it. So first course, though, see, this is an ideal menu for me because no secret about me. I am so picky. Frank and I mean, if you will, he's a little less picky than me, but, give me borderline the kids menu is where I'm admittedly at.
Frankie's off the kids menu as well. Chicken tenders, mac and cheese.
But it's because it's easy. So first course, Texas-style chili. It just says cheddar cheese, jalapenos, corn chips. Sounds like the chili at the jambalaya.
So far, I'm worried about, this is Tuesday night, I'm worried about the par 3 contest. There's enough porta potties on the golf course at the moment.
How they're going to be feeling?
Yeah, it could get muddy.
All right, let's get to the main course.
Get muddy.
Oh, man. Let's get to the main course. It's a wood-fired cowboy ribeye, or you have the option of blackened redfish.
So on the front end, you got spice. On the back end, you got this bulldozer of meat coming in. Yeah, it's
going to be sitting in the stomach.
It could be bad on Wednesday.
I'll be going with the fish.
So you're going to go with fish. I was going to ask, what kind of steak do you like when you have steak? What style, what cut?
You're putting me on the spot here because, I'm not.
Oh, I thought you had this. I'm a ribeye guy.
I like a ribeye.
Oh, that's gross.
I don't mind a really good porterhouse either.
I just like a stock. A stock fillet is good, just because it's the most simplest cut of meat. I've been to some places where you get a ribeye and it's just a pool of
fatty,
squishy, chewy fat. If I'm having a ribeye, it's well done, or at least medium well, because I want that fatty edge fried up a little bit.
No, you got Pittsburgh style, black and blue with the char on the outside.
Knock its horns off and throw it on the plate.
Yep.
Oh, that's gross.
It's not too shabby.
Sounds like Ben and I are going to dinner.
Yeah, I'm down.
Dude, you know what?
Frank's a filet guy.
Here's a hot take. I think A1's pretty damn good. Everyone thinks that's low grade. Hey, man, it's good. It's good.
If you have a good cut of meat and it's seasoned properly, you do not need A1.
Top that baby with A1.
You do not need
Top that
A1.
baby with A1. The spices. Ooh, doggy.
All right, dessert, warm chocolate chip skillet cookie.
Winner.
We serve that at two of our restaurants.
Like, oh my gosh! I mean, at least try and venture out a little bit. I mean, that's a home run for everyone.
Yeah, a little vanilla ice cream on top, and you're good to go.
This menu is basically what anyone would have anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
It's great. I love it. You know what I also love? the fact that Ben Kelnhofer joined us today for the pod. And wait, we got to get running because we got more meetings. You got more course to get set up, and we got to get out of here. So
he's got to go plan.
He's got to go do some more budgeting.
Sick man.
Yeah. Seems to rule my life these days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
Absolutely.
I'm just being respectful of your time, my friend.
I appreciate that, Ben.
Yeah, well, thank you, and you're welcome back anytime.
You let me know when.
All right. Andy?
Great catching up. Great catching up with Ben. Fun lawn facts. I'm glad we got that in for you.
Yeah, I talked a little bit more this week, so we can roll with that. And we will see all of you in just a couple short weeks. Take care.
Get in the cart.
Right at us. The best in the business, Roger Cleveland.
Can't wait to get back to Chicago and Mistwood.
This is Party of Four, a Mistwood Golf Club podcast.